Welcome back to RTC, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Craig, and today we're going to be talking about the Far Harbor DLC, which is not out yet. It comes out in May. We're going to talk about a bit about factions. Factions are probably like my favorite thing is meeting new people in this game and meeting new factions, their ideologies, what they do, what they want to do, and then there's the good, the bad, and the neutral kind of factions. So anyway, we're gonna go right into it. The three factions. Well, I'm gonna say three factions for now, but the three indigenous people on the island are the Children of Adam, secret synth community, and the local townspeople. Right, that's pretty much simple right there. You know, I understand the synths going that far away to get away from the institute. I understand the Children of Adam wanted to get they just spread everywhere now, from a peaceful little church in Megaton all the way up to a warmongering crusade of zealots in the power of Adam, have now spread quite far. And now, like the townspeople as well, given that Far Harbor is a very radioactive place, are they mainly ghouls? That's a question right there. Or have enough humans gathered up enough anti-radiation supplies just to keep themselves from turning? Or is there some parts in the island that are just rad free? Well, not completely rad free, but livable for human life without turning into a ghoul. But anyway, let's continue on that. Anyway, I'm going to bring up now. Let's see. I'm going to bring up the four main factions in the base game that we have, which is the Brotherhood of Steel, the Minutemen, the Institute, and the Railroad. Railroad makes sense. They might be sending them up that far away to keep them safe. Or this could be a bad group of synths, by the way. That's what I was referencing there. The synths could be protected by the Railroad in Far Harbor or not. Or it just could be a random group that turned bad, good, or neutral, whatever. And then we have the Minutemen, which would be interesting because the Boston Minutemen have pretty much taken out in my save anyway, or in many others, or whatnot. Spoilers, by the way, have taken out the Institute, and there's also the possibility of taking out the Brotherhood of Steel as well, which, would be very interesting to see how that plays out. And if we go further with that, now we're going to go to the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel, it makes sense for the Brotherhood of Steel to be everywhere looking for technology, but these guys know their history about pre-America, and they research everything before they go somewhere. There's what is significant about Far Harbor, which would make the Brotherhood of Steel want to be there. There's no, in the actual Far Harbor off Maine, there's not really any military bases there, no nuclear capabilities, even during the Cold War, I don't think, and whatnot. And, well, in this version of Far Harbor, I bet there's something hidden there, something very secretive. I want to hint that I would like to see the return of the Enclave. I'll come back to them in a bit. And why it would make sense why they're there. And now, like, the Brotherhood being there, it makes sense. They can fly vertebrates out there, set up an outpost, have a small detachment there. Like, when you first meet Paladin Dance, he's there in the... he's just there in the police station with his small team as a small little squad. I can imagine, like, a little outpost with a squad and stuff like that in Far Harbor somewhere. But I don't see their real strategic value of going there. And then, if we continue on with uh, the local townspeople, there's only really three. There's only three groups mentioned: the synths, the townspeople, and the Children of Adam, which is a different faction, mind you. But it's not a joinable one. They're very violent, very zealot. They will try to kill you if you don't believe in Adam. And they've actually become like this big crusading warmonger now, which is interesting. From that nice peaceful town with the father, whatever his face, in Megaton, preaching about Adam, standing next to the bomb, being all happy and stuff, to Crusaders of Adam, which Atom, there we go. Crusaders of Adam, which they're like killing people if they don't join their religion. It's like it's horrifying that that nice like man in the middle of the town is now like his work has now been made into a horrid thing. I don't know how far the Children of Adam have spread. I just remember them in Washington D.C., but not the not anywhere else in the games as well. So are they just all from DC maybe, or they've just spread? They've sent so many missionaries out that the word of Adam is spreading so far. But anyway, now I'm going to get back to something I said earlier on, the Enclave. I know I'm a big Enclave fanboy, but this is going to relate into other factions on the island. The island itself in real life can hold about, it has a population of 5,000, but that's still quite a lot of people, which is good. Because I can imagine a lot of them surviving, turning ghoul. Most of them. There's probably a Vault-Tec vault on the island. Hopefully we see another Vault-Tec vault on the island. One that we can take over, by the way, Bethesda. I would like to own my own vault, like everyone else, without, mods. But anyway, we're going into that. Uh, Far Harbor would seem like a very strategic point for the shadow government of 2077, which was the Enclave, their beginnings. Put it like an island in the ocean, no strategic value, it won't be hit by nukes. They could put an underground fortress there without anyone noticing. Or even put a fort there, or an army base there, or an air force base, or something like that. Even a naval docking yard. I can imagine there may be a naval base or a coast guard base again, but not a full-blown military complex of naval yards and ships and whatnot. And but I can imagine the Enclave love building things on the ground, and they like being on the ocean as well. If you remember in Fallout 1, they had the oil rig. So I'm hoping this can kind of represents as a metaphor for maybe the Enclave are there. And of course, when you're playing Fallout 3, you had two choices: either kill or let go Autumn. If you let Autumn go, Colonel Autumn from the Enclave in the Washington D.C., he leaves and it just says, "You'll meet us one day again." So maybe this is probably going to link up with the rest of the game where everyone comes back, and then adding in new factions as well. Like we have their four main factions that in Boston. Let's have two or three different ones there. Like we could join a raider group, or the different version of the Minutemen, or a different version of the Brotherhood, or something like that, or remnants of the U.S. Army, not Enclave, but like descendants of the U.S. Army personnel making a thing. Like basically the beginnings of the Brotherhood, but not the Brotherhood. If you get my drift. And of course, with settlements and stuff like that, with each faction, I wonder now that like it's an interesting suggestion. It's mainly my speculation and just my it's a hip it's a what if. Like maybe since we're so far away from Boston now, you're able to set up a supply chain with Far Harbor. Far Harbor has a lot of water. It's an island, so setting up on the coast in Far Harbor, crap tons of water purifiers, and then having that boat in your little mini harbor. Oh yeah, the boat that you see in the art design boat, which included the not the art design, the cover art for Far Harbor has you and Dogmeat in a boat sailing the Far Harbor. So maybe that's your means of transport if you're with the Institute, or not the Institute, the Minutemen. I can imagine you'd be able to teleport anywhere you want to go with the Institute, and with the Brotherhood of Steel, I can imagine take a vertibird, fly over there, you'd be grand. But it really makes me wonder who will be here. Like, will any other factions return apart from the Children of Adam? Seriously, just give us more joinable factions, which either you could like destroy a completely different faction, or like have existing factions. Like, let's say if I joined the Enclave, I would try to absorb the Minutemen into the Enclave, making a giant Enclave army in Boston. But then I'd have to take out the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't want to destroy the Pride one. I just want to take it over. Because that's a serious tactical advantage then, setting up a new, like, military there for yourself. Like, with the Minutemen, you are a general. You need to lead. Like, if the Enclave give you a choice of becoming the new Colonel Autumn, a nicer Colonel Autumn, I hope, you'd be able to do that. And, like, or even becoming the president of the Enclave, or becoming the elder of the Brotherhood of Steel, or you already become the head honcho of the Institute if you do that route, or becoming in charge of the railroad, tracking down synths and helping them and setting up synth communities and whatnot, like, or being a raider leader on Far Harbor, or I don't know, like followers of the apocalypse. They're everywhere all over California. It wouldn't surprise me they made it all the way to this coast of the United States, all the way up to Maine, being the head honcho of that like detachment for them. But the factions are very interesting indeed, and also when it comes with new factions and new people that we meet, hopefully there will be new clothing, weapons, items, all that kind of stuff, and of course settlements as well. And right, that's pretty much my spiel about this, guys. I will see you again next time. I hope some of this has put some input into your mind. Like, it's not all like I say the Enclave and stuff like that. They're just my examples. And it's my opinion. I really would like them to return. Joinable faction, Enclave, absorb the Minutemen. I don't want to destroy the Minutemen. And then take over Boston and take out the Brotherhood of Steel. That's how I'd play that. I bet a lot of people would kill the Enclave off straight away, but oh well, that happens. But anyway, yeah, guys, I'm going off track, I'm rambling. Anyway, guys, I will see you next time on RT